In order to begin the payroll process, you'll want to make sure that all your employee information is up to date, including any new hires or any changes to current employees, including pay, tax, deduction, direct deposit information, or anything else that needs changing. However, know that you can come back later and change that information before accepting the payroll near the end of the process. To open up a new payroll cycle, you'll need to navigate to the main payroll dashboard that was discussed in more detail in the first video in this series titled Navigating the Payroll Dashboard. To add a new payroll, click the Add Payroll button located in the Open Payroll section. Note that if you did not see that button, there is likely already a payroll open. You can navigate back to where you were, and you can see what it would look like if there was an open payroll. To get back to the screen that you were just redirected to, which is the control screen, click back on Control. This screen is used to set the overall dates and settings for the payroll. The information on the screen does typically auto-populate to the correct information and should only need to be changed manually in certain circumstances. However, it's important to review and verify all the information on the screen and to save when finished. Use the top General section to verify the check date, period start, and end date. The check date is the most important date, as this is the actual pay date where funds are available to employees if using direct deposit. For the payroll run type, normal payroll with salaries will be used for most payrolls. Use the special payroll option to bring in all salaried employees who are active, but not their normal salary, in the case of running a separate off-cycle payroll strictly for supplemental pay or year-end adjustments. Further down, the payroll frequency will be correctly defaulted. However, if your company has separate and multiple pay frequencies, you may need to manually enter the start and end date of that other pay frequency. Next, the period control section will default based on whatever the check date above is defaulted to. In this example, you'll notice that July 10th is not the first or the last of the month or any of the others. You can verify and change this information if necessary. To the right of this, if you want to enter a pay stub message to employees, turn the button on and type your message in the box. If you'd like a recurring message to come in, check the box. This will keep you from having to type that same message in every time. Next, use the taxes section to only withhold FICA tax by choosing FICA only. This option is rarely used, so most payrolls that you do should be left at normal taxes. Next, to the right, turn on the supplemental federal tax to apply a flat percentage to all the checks in the payroll or just subchecks, which are supplemental checks. Note that you can change the percent if you wish. Please make sure to refer to any IRS guidelines on using the current supplemental rate for that year. The next section will contain all the deductions and recurring earnings for your company. Most deductions should remain in the scheduled side on the right. However, if there are earnings or deductions that should not occur every payroll, those should automatically default correctly to the available section in the left. If this is not the case and you are having to manually move these on a consistent basis, please contact someone at Dominions to change how this is set up for you, as we can set up deductions or earnings to only come out on the first pay of the month or the last pay of the month. or several other options. The scheduled section means that if the employees have that recurring deduction or earnings set up on their permanent file, it would be applied in this payroll. Note that if you see a deduction listed here that no employees have, it's unnecessary to move that to the left-hand side. For example, every company set up with Dominion will include an FOC or a friend of the court deduction. If none of your employees have a friend of the court deduction, it is unnecessary to move that to the available section. Finally, use the direct deposit section at the bottom to modify payment preferences for this payroll. The normal checks on the left will refer to the primary or regular salary or regular paycheck, and the subchecks to the right refers to any supplemental or additional checks. More information on creating separate supplemental checks will be discussed in video 6, called Creating Duplicate Lines and Multiple Payments.